The scripture is Matthew chapter 5, 14 through 16, from the Lamsa version of the Bible. You are indeed the light of the world. A city that is built upon a mountain cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, so that it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before them that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So ends the reading. Today, after the service, we are having our semi-annual membership meeting. I thought it would be a good time just to reflect on why AMC is here. We've been serving our community in this location for 43 years. We welcome individuals of all faiths. Every person is special and has their own unique story. We are here to teach, share, listen, and to assist as we're able, each person on their life's journey. We know that the work only begins in the chapel. The real work is when you leave and go to your families, your friends, your places of work, and you use the lessons that you learn here. Many people stop by our chapel and we hear, I am spiritual, but I'm not religious. People are being drawn to explore their own intuition, and they are searching for answers to their questions and explanations of their own psychic and their own mystical experiences. We strive to be a safe place where people can research and follow any path that calls you. The scripture today states, let your light shine. We are all lights in our own ways. Our lights are our talents, our skills, our gifts, our mere presence. Each of us is unique in multiple ways. There are people who are really good with children. Others are born to teach. Others are gifted in the synergy of being part of a team and working towards a goal. Some are artists, some are healers. In the scripture today, Jesus is teaching on the sharing of our gifts. When we live and share our gifts, our light shines brightly, and our effect on those around us is real. Jesus taught by example. People were changed just by being in his presence. We are all part of God's creation. The Bible and other spiritual texts present us teachings and advice on living in a spiritual state of consciousness. When we shine, when we do our best in any activity or pursuit, the God-given talents that we have developed over our lifetimes are examples to others of what is possible. There's a Chinese proverb you've all heard, give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish and he eats for life. This proverb makes it easy to understand that teaching and training a person to provide for themselves is a much more valuable gift than one day's food. I could reword the fish proverb to give people a spiritual thought and they think for a day. Teach people to think spiritually and they will think for a lifetime. Jesus and most master teachers taught using parables and leading by example. These methods encourage people to think for themselves. Jesus did not give a spiritual lesson or truism that would last for a day. He taught people to think and reason from a higher consciousness by observing his actions and understanding the deeper meanings of his teachings. When you apply a teaching in your life, the lesson is ingrained at a deeper level. When experiencing positive results from new ways of being, we are motivated to integrate the learning into our habitual ways of thinking and acting. This learning and reasoning process can last a lifetime, and maybe many lifetimes. Jesus believed in all people, and his love and belief in people allowed them to believe in themselves. This was one of his gifts. Metaphysics is generally based around the laws of human nature, the relationship between our physical and mental states, and our connection to the divine. At AMC, we strive to present speakers, classes, and varied services that cover a wide range of topics. We're not a large chapel. This brings to mind Mother Teresa's quote from the bulletin: "Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time. Always start with the person nearest you." Our intention is to welcome all who come through our doors and be a safe place to worship and learn together. We hope that each person attending our services learns a little more about themselves and can use the principles of metaphysics to live a more joyful and peaceful life. Our chapel interacts with many people every month through our services, classes, and counseling. But more importantly, all those people, all of you, interact with each other and with many more people. Your family, friends, work colleagues are beneficiaries of your spiritual journey. Today's sermon is "Let Your Light Shine." From The Third Jesus by Deepak Chopra, the universe works through you. You are not the result of physical forces that have driven all of creation, with human intelligence being a late-stage product. Rather, a universal intelligence is experiencing itself through countless forms. You are one form of intelligence, and yet you are also the whole. Just as a cell in the body is expressing the body's wholeness, you are expressing the wholeness of creation at this very moment. Our ordinary perception of the physical world cannot see the whole, which is why Jesus spoke so much about teaching the blind to see. He asked his followers to develop what has been called second attention, or divine sight, the ability to know yourself as pure being, beyond boundaries. When Jesus promised his followers that they would accomplish the same miracles he had performed, and even greater, he was speaking from second attention. Just as he didn't see himself in limitation, neither did he see his followers. To be the light of the world, you must understand that the world itself is light. That is pure awareness manifesting in your physical form. We are all working on our spiritual journeys, our understanding of the whole, and understanding our place in the whole. One of the most important things we can do to continue our growth is to share our understanding with others. Again, in the bulletin today, a quote from Marianne Radmacher: "As we work to create light for others, we naturally light our own way." You know how it is whenever you have to teach a class. The teacher is more prepared than anybody because you know you have to go in there and say what you believe in. It's the same with our spiritual truths. When you share them, you put more thought into them. It can be easy to be caught up in our own issues or the turmoil of the world. At times, we can feel that we have no control. Directing our attention to the needs of others does many things. One, when we are focused on assisting someone else, we are not worrying about ourselves or our problems. We always hear, be in the present. Don't worry about the past or the future. When you're focused on someone else, you are in the present. Number two, when helping others live productive lives, we're contributing to a consciousness of universal goodwill. And three, doing good works, we feel good about ourselves. Our self-image and our connection to the whole is expanded. When helping others, we are naturally lighting our own way. What gifts can you give to help others? What can you do? How can you let your light shine and light a path for others? One gift is remaining in the present, learning to focus your attention on what is important to you. This requires that you identify what is important. When you're at home alone with some free time, what is it that you would like to focus on? What would you like to, if you look at yourself 5 years from now, what would you like to be doing when you're alone to progress towards your goals? It may be very different than when you're in a group working on a project. A gift that each of us can give to anyone every day is patiently listening to them. By listening, without judging, without giving advice, we allow people to work through their own thought processes. Allow people to figure out their own next move. Allowing others to think through their own beliefs validates them. How often when you're trying to explain a problem to a friend, do you answer your own question? You're thinking through your options, you're trying to tell someone, and it becomes clear to you. You can give other people that gift by just listening to them, asking the proper questions. When you are listening quietly with love, you can give this gift to others. One of my favorite talents to observe. How good does it make you feel when you see someone that's really good communicating with little kids? Some people have a talent to get kids' attention and just keep them smiling. I have a sister who, whenever she's in the room, very quickly, I don't know why, all the young kids go around her. They start behaving and paying attention to her. It's just an example of someone's light. That's just her gift. She used to volunteer at Sunday school daycares and stuff because it's just a natural thing for her to do. We often segregate in our minds the physical, mental, and spiritual for our own clarity. As humans, we try to departmentalize things. But metaphysically, we know that our whole being is integrated, and that being out of balance in any area of our life affects all levels of consciousness. When we give on any level, we help open a door for a person to progress. By living our spiritual values, we raise our own vibration, and we teach by example. When we open to our second attention, our divine sight, when we can get out of our own way and open to that wisdom that's always there, we will be presented and recognize opportunities to use our gift. But if we just know this is all I'm doing today, we miss a lot that's going around us. So being patient, paying attention, being quiet, we're led, we're given opportunities. To shine your light for others, your own light must be strong. Jesus had times of doubt and confusion. He needed time alone to reconnect with divine consciousness. In Mark chapter 6, verse 45 and 46, after feeding the 5,000, immediately he made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, to Bethsaida, while at the same time he sent the multitude away. And when he had sent them away, he went to the mountain to pray. Quite often in scriptures, Jesus goes alone to pray and meditate. He didn't attain Christ consciousness with a blink of an eye. Buddha is known to have tried many avenues over many years to find enlightenment. Our own spiritual journeys are also a lifetime quest. We'll try many different things. When we give ourselves quiet, alone time, we can touch in with a consciousness, a perception that connects us to a divine intelligence. To share our gifts, we must keep our light bright. We must learn to find balance in our own lives. We know being healthy physically, being alert mentally, being in balance emotionally. We each have many gifts to share. There are many people who could use a compassionate ear. There are many community service organizations that need support. When United Metaphysical Churches ordains new ministers, we use the hymn that is our affirmation hymn today. Here I am, Lord. The song expresses the teaching in Isaiah 6:8. And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then said I, Here I am, send me. Blessings